Welcome to Maths on Radio, a program catalyzed and supported by National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi.
सोचो सीखो बोलो बदलो सोचो सीखो बोलो बदलो चमका दो दुनिया को जीत लो इस जहां को
सोचो सीखो बोलो बदलो सिर्फ मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो के साथ 107.8 FM मस्ट रेडियो पर
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो सीजन 2 में और मैं हूं आपका दोस्त कबीर। हम सबके जीवन में कुछ अंक जो हैं बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होते हैं, जैसे जन्मदिन का नंबर और किसी खास का फोन नंबर, अजीत के दाएं जूते का नंबर और अजीत के बाएं जूते का नंबर। इन्हीं सब चीजों को लेके आज हमारे साथ बात करेंगे डॉक्टर विवेक पाटकर और कटघरे में हैं गणित के अंक। वकालत करेंगे पंकज अठावले और जज हैं हमारे इन हाउस मैथमेटिशियन डॉक्टर विवेक पाटकर। आइए दोस्तों, मुकदमा शुरू किया जाए।
Hello friends, welcome back once again to another fresh episode of Maths on Radio. I'm Pankaj and with me, with us we have Dr. Vivek Patkar, our mathematician. Sir, once again welcome to the show.
Hi.
Sir, I was listening to a few things. People talk about numbers. We spoke about a lot of different type of numbers in our earlier episodes.
Yes.
But people play with numbers. For example, they say you have to, maybe Tendulkar has this number jersey, some other player has that number jersey. It is lucky for them.
Yeah.
The total number of, or the calculation or the sum of your name, if you add in numbers, if I have
numerology,
yes, I mean
astrology, all this kind of thing.
I would like to ask now. Let us focus today not on the numerology as an art, but what about these numbers? I mean, are they magical really, or I mean, what is your input on this?
Yeah. You remind me of Pythagoras. Remember Pythagoras theorem?
Absolutely.
Many centuries before Christ. He had a peculiar, you can say, ideas about the numbers, especially 1, 2, 3 up to 10, and then a few more also.
Okay.
In fact, he gave them a status of deity.
Really?
And he established a cult where each number had a very sanctified meaning, and they used to do puja, archa, all those kind of things, very rituals like that. So that cult was famous like that. But when the square root of 2 was found to be irrational number, that whole thing collapsed like that. But some sort of a, you can say, magic property there in this age. But see, for mathematics, numbers are numbers.
Okay.
They just go with whatever phenomena you're associating, and then sometime it become a magic number. Sometime the same number will not be magic in next instance. For example, in Lok Sabha election, 272 become magic number.
Yes,
like that. Or a batsman scoring 100 runs, century, magic number. Or a bowler taking 5 wickets, something like that, you know.
Correct.
So that is a relative thing. In different context, even 35 runs may be
very crucial
like that.
Yes.
So, you know, mathematics is independent independent of all these things.
You associate numbers with a particular concept or context.
Yeah, something like that. But still you are asking me question about magic number.
Yes.
I will draw your attention to one research paper which was published in 1956, and the journal was Psychology Review.
Okay.
Entirely different from mathematics. And that paper was written by a very renowned professor of psychology, George Miller.
Okay.
And what was the title of the paper? The main title is like this: the magical number 7 plus or minus 2.
7 plus or minus 2.
So this is the main title, and subtitle is some limits on our capacity for processing information.
Oh, very interesting.
Right? Now it is really very interesting thing like that, because see, 1956, that was a time when we had exploded atom bomb, hydrogen bomb, means we had got that power. Computers were becoming more and
much
more
better.
We started like that. So we are feeling that we are very smart. We are outsmart everybody like that. So we were feeling that we can conquer everything like that. So he was trying to find out what is the degree of smartness.
Okay.
Being a psychologist, he wanted to do like that. And then he systematically conducted a lot of experiments.
Okay.
It is not that just it was a fig of imagination. Being a trained psychologist and very senior professor, what he says that we will consider the some of the span of mental abilities.
Okay.
In order to judge the smartness. So he says we will consider absolute judgment. This is one thing. Then immediate recall, long-term memory recall, knowledge integration, and choice making.
Okay.
You got many choice, how many you can pick up properly. So these were some of the parameters he thought like that. But then he concentrated only on one like that, what is called the span of absolute judgment.
Okay.
So what he said that he took random sample of many people and repeated that kind of exercise again and again, and he said, let us see how far they can differentiate with their senses different things, and we will expect that as a number.
Okay.
So what he did, he gave the stimulus of sound. So the variable was pitch.
Yes.
And hearing was the faculty to be used, and he found that human being on average only could distinguish 6 pitches.
Only
6 pitches.
Okay.
Same thing he did for the loudness. Only 5 was the number. 5 types of the loudness person could distinguish clearly. Then he gives salt concentration. Different kinds of salt. Like, can we distinguish the taste like that? So taste was the you can say faculty, and only 4 was the number. Means only 4 concentrations could be distinguished very clearly like that. Then he talk of points, geometric points like that. So position. So it was vision. Means are they near? Are they away? Like
okay,
that.
Something like that.
Something like that. Here 10 to 15 points people could able to distinguish like that. Then squares, their area and like that. Again vision based, but only 5 they could distinguish. Like that. Then light, hue, color differentiation. So again vision was here. Here they could do up to 9 like that. But brightness only 5. Then he tested the vibration.
Okay, how
different
many
vibrations
you can imagine?
Like, you can do like that. So means tactile things, feeling. Only 4
could be
differentiated like that. Then lines, the lengthwise, 6 to 8 people could distinguish.
Okay.
Like that. Then arcs, in terms of curvature, only 3 to 5, again based on sight like that. Now he repeated this like this, and then took out the average of these numbers. It came out its mean value to be 6.5 and standard deviation 1.5. So he rounded it off to 7 as the mean value, and standard is 2. So 7 plus minus 2. So he said human beings, by using normal senses, can distinguish at the most 9 on higher side
and minimum 5.
And 7 is the mean number like that.
So
whatever smartness we are feeling that we can do many things, he said no, this is a number. It was a very deep result like that. And when it was published, it really raised excitement like that. But remember, it found application in variety of areas.
In what way? I mean?
Yeah, see, managers when they want to judge the alertness of a person, they found out in which range he is. Is he 7 plus or 7 below? Okay. Many examinations, questions were done like this. A few hard questions, few easier questions, how people perform. Designers, advertisers, many people use this concept like that.
In fact, what happens, I guess, is this concept is mostly used unknowingly by people. People are logical and smart, but probably they may not know that this is the mathematics behind it.
Yeah, but that is there, and it resulted into a development of very powerful mathematical methodology in operation research called Analytic Hierarchy Process, AHP.
OHP, okay.
Where this scale of comparison is used if you want to decide priority among any number of objects, any number of programs like that. Very useful tool. It was developed in 1980s by Professor 75-80s, Professor Thomas Sethi of the Wharton School of Business like that. And it's very, very useful tool. I have used it in variety of applications like this. Some other time I will.
Yes, but I need to remind our listeners that Dr. Patkar has been working or has worked, I would say, with lot of government agencies on lot of interesting projects, which we probably might be using even today. For example, flyovers or any other infrastructure projects, because he was associated with the MMRDA also. In other episodes, we will certainly take those instances.
So so this gave an idea that what is our limited capacity to discriminate or distinguish between variety of things like that.
Okay.
That was in 1956. But many people then started, is Professor Miller's result correct or not?
Okay,
and he started underestimated like that. People were feeling that way because we had advanced more in computers like that.
Yes.
So Herbert Simon, the Nobel laureate in economics, in 1974, he also conducted many studies of this nature. Although he was economist, but he
conducted these
like that. And in 1974, the prestigious journal Science, he published an article whose title is "How Big is a Chunk?"
How big is the chunk? Okay.
That means he said he was trying to think about the immediate recall and memory kind of thing.
Means probably you may try to ask how good is your memory, or how much you can remember, or how what's the span?
Yeah, span of attention. So what he did, stimulus set was single word, and variable was number of syllables per word. How many you remember? Suppose some words are given, written or spoken. He found the range was 5 to 7. Again 5 to 7 syllables per word people remember. Then phrases, number of words per phrase.
Okay.
The limit was 2 to 4
only.
Yeah. Then digits, number of digits in telephone, etc. He found generally it was 8.
But interestingly, in fact, before the mobile came into our lives, many of us had some very good memory skills to remember at least 8, 10, 12 numbers.
Right. But he found 8.
Okay.
8 was the in his sample. And then again digits according to age of subjects, it was 2 to 6 like that. Up to certain age, then it started again decreasing like that. Now, when he took average and all these things, he says 7 is also a big number. It should be 5.
Oh, I mean, you are lowering down the capacity.
What I'm saying, so you are saying we are becoming smart, but the numbers are showing other way around. Right? So, 7 plus minus 2, Simon's from this memory based analysis, say 5 is a safer number.
Okay.
That's why if you have got 10 digit mobile number, you break down into 5 chunks, 2 chunks of 5 each.
It's much more easier
to remember and to convey also. That person will also remember easily like
correct.
Similarly, if you have got landline 8 digits, you say 4 and 4 like that. So again, so 18 years down the line, that number reduced to 5.
In fact, that is what we do in radio programs also. Whenever we give out a telephone number, so it's always easier. For example, the must radio number is 2652 5367. So 44, as you said, but this is being done unknowingly, and it has a mathematical base to it.
Yes, like that. But that is not the end of the story.
Oh my God!
You are in a shock. In 1988. Now this time another American professor, John Warfield, but he was from system design, system analysis, system synthesis, that side.
That background.
Engineer, like that. And he says, he published a paper in the International Journal of Cybernetics and System, 1988, I'm trying to tell you. And the title of the paper is The Magical Number 3 plus or minus 0.
So you are coming from 7 to 5, 5 to 3. So our memory skills or smartness is actually reducing.
Yes, that's the number, magic number or whatever you call it, But again, it has lot of studies have been done that way, and he also conducted many studies. Although he developed from theoretical side this limit, from using set theory, lattice theory, and variety of things are there. But he proved that 3 is the best limit we have got
in sort of remembering thing or
like that. What is called the span of choice making. Basically, he looked it from that angle, and he found that if you have got 3 things, then we can remember, make a choice very easily.
Yeah, but if the number of choices increase,
it creates a fuzziness, and perhaps we may not be able to best choices like that. So 3 is the best thing like that. Now this has been exploited by many advertising agencies. Yeah, and many visions, mission statements are now framed only on 3 points.
Not more, so that people don't get confused.
Because he conducted a survey that many of the corporates have 6 or 7 vision statement, mission statement, and just after 2 years, none of the employees could remember them. And that's why he said IBM, almost 100 years ago, Senior Thomas Watson, has established only 3 points as his vision statement. One was, customer is right. Second, always use simple processes, don't make complicated. And third is, listen to your employees.
See now, such a corporate application of this magic number.
So when you are drawing vision, mission statement, etc., and that is also application in your PowerPoint presentation.
Correct.
See, never exceed 6 points.
Unless you don't make long presentations.
Because the font size you have to reduce like that. Or if you have to 6, make it 3 in 3. Make 2 slides like that. So those 3 are embedded in your memory very clearly. You can have better size and have emphasis.
Someone can register them very easily.
Yes. So even such presentation, this limit is really.
So I think the students who are listening to us while designing the presentations, please make a note of this, because this is a very simple formula to make your presentation more effective.
Like that. Besides many other things.
Yes.
Then see, politicians have used it. Roti, kapda, makan.
So you mean to say it is not just a fluke or by fluke?
So unknowingly, but it is falling in line with his theoretical, you can say, framework of 3 numbers like that. And see, sometimes they added 2 more. Roti, kapda, makan, then bijli and sadak. Still 5.
Not.
So beyond 5. No one would have remembered like that.
So I think names of Hindi movies also should not be too long.
Yes.
Qayamat se Qayamat tak.
So there are certain applications of this thing in human philosophy like that. See, now you think of the radio serials or TV serials. You will not remember serials name after 1 year.
Correct, because they're too long.
Too long, or they don't get registered because of certain wording, etc. So 3 or plus minus 2 can say like that. Do it very properly so that it will be always remembered.
Right.
So it is in that respect. Now 3 is the magic number, you can say like that. But this has been applied in variety of things like that, and in fact, Professor Warfield developed a new methodology like AHP by Professor Satie. He developed what is called generic design science. Means a design science which is having only 3 aspects to be mastered, covered, and you have got very powerful design like that. And it balances 3 factors, what is called the variety, parsimony and saliency. I'm not going to detail, but again I have used this methodology on designing variety of things. Even in designing a research framework for many students, because they were not knowing there are too many dimensions, 2 dimensions, so how to really break them, balance them. This methodology has been used extensively.
Unbelievable.
Then variety of disasters have been studied from this angle. Challengers, failure, Bhopal, gas tragedy, Chernobyl, atomic lightning, and there it was found, or even certain programming languages or programming softwares, when there are more than 3 or 5 connections, it becomes complicated, complex, and you don't know which factor is going to blow it up like that. So this design science, the generic design science, really balances all this and tells that never upload or really crowd out any node or point
with
more than 3 connections.
3 connections.
Something
right.
like, so you can imagine now this is really pervading across many design systems which we are using. But why they are working efficiently? Because they are following some of these principles.
Also, this case is also used knowingly or unknowingly by a lot of electricians and wiremen when you have to make number of electrical points in your house.
Right.
Or maybe, for example, when you are trying to buy a spike guard, don't take a spike guard with your 5, 7, 8 connections. It will automatically blow up because it will, so it's ultimately very logical.
Yeah. So that's why he started from logical side.
Correct.
And then he found that it is correct through the field work.
Right.
Those two started from the field work and came to number. So this is the beauty of mathematics. You can start from theory, build the models, test them,
or try to have the models
some
and
data, understand the pattern, build
test
the theories. So mathematics is that way open-ended. And numbers, you understand now. So now whatever magic number you want to take it up, it is up to you. But these very small numbers also play a very important part. Perhaps much more than the magic.
Correct.
Because magic is temporary. These numbers are permanent. That is like that.
And these numbers can be utilized for creating illusions and you call them magic. Dr. Patkar, thank you very much. And the best way, I think, is to understand mathematics through applications, which we try and actually do it in our programs.
Right.
And in our next episode, we'll certainly catch you for some more interesting, magical, mathematical adventures. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So simple है, यानी मैथ से अगर आप हैं परेशान तो ट्यून करिए मस्त रेडियो मेरी जान।
सुनो 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 सुनो, मैथ्स मारो नाम कहे पते की बात। अरे मैथ्स मारो नाम कहे पते की बात। अरे मैथ सीखना है तो सुनो 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 सुनो, मस्त रेडियो सुनो सुनो मस्त रेडियो। अरे एल्गोरिदम है, अरे ज्योमेट्री है, अरे एल्गोरिदम है, अरे ज्योमेट्री है, अरे स्टेट थ्योरी थ्योरम भी है। सुनो सुनो मस्त रेडियो, सुनो सुनो मस्त रेडियो, सुनो सुनो मस्त रेडियो। अरे मैथ्स मारो नाम कहे पते की बात। सुनो सुनो मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो, सुनो सुनो मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो 107.8 मस्त रेडियो। सुनो सुनो मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो।
दोस्तों, हर एपिसोड में हम सुनते हैं मैथ्स के बारे में कुछ नए लोगों के विचार, और अनेक लोगों के विचार कुछ इस प्रकार होते हैं कि उन्हें गणित नहीं पसंद होती है, कुछ लोगों को पसंद आती है गणित, और कुछ वो उसके बारे में फिर बताते हैं कि किस वजह से उन्हें बचपन में किस तरह के एक्सपीरियंसेस रहे उनके गणित के साथ, जिस वजह से उन्हें या तो पसंद है या नापसंद है। और कुछ इनोवेटिव टेक्निक्स भी सबने हमारे साथ शेयर करी है कि मैथ्स पढ़ाने के तरीके किस तरह से इम्प्रूव करे जा सकते हैं, किस तरह बच्चों को बेहतर तरीके से मैथ्स पढ़ाया जा सकता है। और यही हमारी तलाश है, यही हमारी खोज है। इसीलिए हम मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो सीजन 2 लेके आए हैं आपके सामने, और इसी उपलक्ष्य में हम आज बात करेंगे IIT बॉम्बे के कुछ छात्रों से जो अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर करेंगे हमारे साथ।
Hello everyone, my name is Shyam Sundar Prasad, third year electrical engineering student at IIT Bombay. So the thing which I will like to speak about maths is not a different entity. From childhood you should think that maths is very much own, everything surrounding. Just in case how a small kid learns to speak a language, his mother tongue, simply without any training, you will be able to appreciate maths in a similar way if you see around its application. In childhood also you can like play about maths in your games, small counting games also you can enjoy maths. So from that on, if it builds up, you will never hate maths and you will further enjoy the complications introduced in the later classes also.
Hello everyone, my name is Vigya Chandra. I am from third year electrical BTech student from IIT Bombay. Maths is actually something that if one can visualize everything with their own perspective, then they can love it. So it's a very relative thing that everybody understands it or not. on my personal opinion, I love maths because in many of the instances I can just think of what is going on in those equations and all those things that are written in the books. Sometimes if I don't understand those things, then it might be some factors that I quite not enjoy that much in that subject.
Hi, I am Ridish. I am a third year electrical student from IIT Bombay. Personally, I have liked the subject of mathematics from the very beginning. The way I see maths is it's not a subject, it's a language. We describe nature by science, and to express that science we need maths. And so what I believe is we should be teaching maths to students in form of where it is applied, right from farming to rocket science. And then I believe more people would love the subject of mathematics.
Hi, I am Pradeep Yadav, Electrical Engineering from IIT Bombay. मैं मैथ को पहले बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं करता था क्योंकि बिल्कुल समझने में बहुत दिक्कत आती थी. धीरे धीरे पर जब इंटरेस्टिंग होता चला गया, मैं सर ने कुछ डिफरेंस किए इसमें तो काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग लगने लगा. और जब रियल थिंग से अपन जोड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं तो इसको काफ़ी मज़ा आता है. यही कि धीरे धीरे जब सब कुछ समझने में जब तक सब सही लगता है तब तक तो अच्छा लगता, नहीं तो बाद में फिर मैथ्स बेकार लगने लगता है.
अयो वेणुगोपाल, मुझको बता कि अगर प्रसाद अन्ना के पास 10 चॉकलेट और 10 रसगुल्ले है और अगर उसमें से वो 9 चॉकलेट और 7 रसगुल्ले खा लेता है तो उसके पास क्या है रे? डायबिटीज. अयो वेणुगोपाल, उसका आंसर है 1 चॉकलेट और 3 रसगुल्ला. तेरे को तो बिल्कुल नहीं आता रे मैथ्स. अब मैं क्या करूँ अन्ना? अरे मस्त एफएम सुनने का ना रे, 107.8 मस्त एफएम. फिर सुबह 9 बजे, दोपहर 1 बजे और शाम को 7 बजे मैच ऑन रेडियो आता है रे. वो तेरे को 100% सिखा देंगे.
நீங்க கேட்டுக்கொண்டிருப்பது மும்பை பல்கலைக்கழகம் மாணவர் ஒலிபரப்பு ரேடியோ மஸ்ட் 107.8 FM.
सुरेश, आज मुझे हिस्ट्री आती है, ज्योग्राफी आती है, साइंस आती है, केमिस्ट्री आती है, फिजिक्स आती है. तुम्हें क्या आता है? हाय
भाई, मुझे मैथ्स आती है भाई.
तूने मैथ्स कहाँ से सीख ली? हाय.
अरे अब मैथ सीखना हो गया है आसान. मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो सिर्फ 107.8 मस्त एफएम पर सुबह 9 बजे, दोपहर 1 बजे और शाम को 7 बजे. मस्त सुनो और मस्त रहो.
तो दोस्तों, आज के इस कार्यक्रम में इतना ही. सुनने के लिए शुक्रिया. आपको अगर हमारा कार्यक्रम पसंद आया, कोई फीडबैक हो तो आप हमारे को ईमेल कर सकते हैं radiomust@gmail.com पर. आप हमारे फेसबुक पेज पर भी जा सकते हैं. रेडियो मस्त कम्युनिटी रेडियो पेज का नाम है. पॉडकास्ट जो है सारे हमारे एपिसोड्स के हमारी वेबसाइट पे उनका लिंक डाल दिया जाता है, उस पर भी जाके सुन सकते हैं. इस एपिसोड को प्रोड्यूस किया किरण सावंत ने और एडिटर थे नीलेश पोद्दार. सुनने के लिए शुक्रिया. जल्द ही दोबारा मुलाकात होगी.
दोस्तों, आज के लिए बस इतना ही. मैथ्स से जुड़ी जानकारियों के लिए सुनते रहिए हमारा प्रोग्राम मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो. अगर आप भी मैथ्स के बारे में कुछ जानना चाहते हैं या फिर हमें कुछ बताना चाहते हैं तो तरीका बहुत ही आसान है. आप हमें ईमेल कर सकते हैं radiomust@gmail.com पे या फिर आप लॉग इन कर सकते हैं हमारे फेसबुक पेज पर मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो @must. टिल देन, टेक केयर.
This is Must Radio, only on 107.8 FM.
Maths on Radio, a program catalyzed and supported by National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi.